Milk Dud. Oh. Isn't she so cute? Milk. Milk Dud has the most expressive little face.
Who is she?
I lost my train of thought because Milk Dud's so cute. Hi guys, welcome back to my personal channel. So, sorry I was gone, but I was gone for a little bit, and that's because the Michael Jackson biopic came out, and I have been unable to shut up about it on my main channel and have been posting about it constantly, and I'm constantly filming videos about it, and just, yeah, we've got a lot of content going on my main channel. I did a cover, I was doing all kinds of stuff. So taking a little break from that today to post something on my personal channel. And as you can see by the title, we're going to be talking about why the heck do I have 8 cats, okay? Long story short, my fiance and I, we lived in an apartment complex and there was a community cat problem. I unfortunately have to say that what I think is going on at this apartment complex, we moved out, and I will say our time there, we single-handedly almost completely solved the community cat problem that was going on. We were taking in cats like crazy. It was just wild. But yeah, I think what unfortunately was happening is that, you know, people would live there and either they would have outdoor cats and not spay or neuter them, or they would just abandon their cats when they'd move, which is so awful, but it unfortunately does happen, and they wouldn't spay or neuter them. So, you know, the overpopulation of kittens there was insane, as you can imagine. So that is how we ended up with this many cats. One of our cats, our first cat, Mishka, she has a different story, actually. She was not from our apartment, but she was a stray, so I'll tell you that story. But yeah, we have 8 cats, 7 of which are black and white, or one's a gray and white tuxedo cat. So we genuinely have single-handedly almost saved the entire tuxedo community at this apartment complex. I'm gonna introduce you guys to them because I think they're all out right now. We're about to find out. I'll introduce them to you and tell you a little bit about them. It looks like we have our first kitty. So this is Milk Dud. Milk Dud is one out of the 3 siblings that we have. We actually have, let's see, 2 sets of siblings. Milk Dud, she was the 3rd born of the litter. This is Mulberry. He was number 1 or number 2. This is not someone that was in the litter, but this is Moxy. She was, as far as I know, I wish she could tell me, but as far as I know, Mulberry.
Don't be f***ing rude. Are you kidding me?
She has no tail. Did you see that? You can imagine what our house sounds like when they have the zoomies going up and down the stairs. It's very loud. But anyway, Moxy, the one without a tail, she, I think, was the only one either that survived in the litter or the only one in general. My fiance scooped her up outside of the apartment and she's lived with us ever since. This is Matcha. Matcha's our only gray and white tuxedo. And he does have a sister. Him and Munchkin, who's over there, they are brother and sister, and they're from a separate litter that was outside of our apartment. Here's Munchkin. So Munchkin and Matcha are brother and sister. Matcha's a boy, Munchkin's a girl. So this is Munchkin. Hey, Munchkin. Aww. Munchkin's got a little white chin. She's very cute. And she's got very long legs, a long tail. She's very skinny. She's just naturally thin, but she's super cute. She loves belly rubs. She's very sweet. Moon Pie's right here. Moon Pie. Hey. That's Moon Pie. Moon Pie's a girl. And then her brother, Mulberry, is in the back. There's Moxy's in the front. You can see her laughing tail. And there's Mulberry to the right. So yeah, Mulberry, Moon Pie. Where's Milk Dud? Milk Dud is the 3rd sibling in this litter. Milk. Hey, Milk. Hey. And then this is Mr. Mitsy. Mitsy. Mr. Mitsy's our newest addition. We got him right before we left the apartment when we moved out. I don't know where Mishka went. I just saw her. She was just on the counter, but I may have to circle back to Mishka. I think she went upstairs. She really loves my grandma's room for some reason. She'll lay under the bed. So, a little bit about our cats. I was gonna wait and tell you Mishka's story. I was gonna show you guys her first, but I guess I'll go ahead and tell you about her since she was the first baby. So Mishka's story is, I was at work and my fiance, we were just boyfriend and girlfriend at the time, but he texted me and he's like, I have a huge surprise for you when you get home. I'm like, what? He was at the park and he hears this like screaming sound and he's like, what is that? And he looks up in a tree and there's Mishka, all by herself, stuck in a tree. And she's like 6 months old. She's very tiny. So he gets like a blanket and tries to like pad the ground if she like tries to come down. She's freaking out because she wants to get down, but the tree is tall and she's terrified because she's so little. So at first he's trying to get her to scale down the tree and it's not working, and he doesn't want to leave her there because she's terrified. So he takes a big stick and hits the tree and knocks her out. She falls out of the tree and she lands on her feet. And my fiance, you know, was like, I thought she'd just fall and immediately run off because, oh my god, here she is! Mishka, I'm talking about you. Hey! I don't know if y'all saw her well, but this is Mishka. She's gonna be 5 this month. She's technically already 5 since we found her when she was about 6 months old. But we just say that May 16th, the day that we found her, is her birthday. So we'll be celebrating her 5th birthday soon. This is Mishka, everybody. She's very beautiful. She's a little diva. She's very sassy, but she's very, very sweet at the same time. If you just, I don't know, like follow her orders, she'll be really nice. But yeah, he knocked her out and she ended up, instead of running away, walking right up to him. And he didn't even ask me, like, can we have a cat? But I'm glad he did it because I would have done the same thing. Because what do you mean this little tiny baby that just had a traumatizing experience stuck in a tree is choosing me to come up to? Like, I would snatch her up immediately. Like, you're coming home with me, okay?
Sloth, you're gonna live with me now.
He didn't even have to ask me, to be honest. He did the right thing. But I came home from work. I'm like, what's the surprise? He's like, come on out. And this little tiny baby just walks out from under our bed. And it was the little Mish. This particular picture is from my fiance's film camera. And this was the first day I met her. So I really love this picture. I was so ecstatic. I cried. I couldn't believe it. And she's been our baby ever since. So that is the story of Mishka and how we acquired her. Because all of our cats are strays. I've actually never adopted a cat before. Every single cat I've ever had was from the cat distribution system. So I have extreme luck. And if you need luck with the cat distribution system, come find me, girl. Who do I want to talk about next? I guess the siblings, because they came next. So the trio siblings and the duo siblings. Before the duo, funny enough, there were the trio siblings. A little bit out of order here, but yeah, the trio siblings were first. So the trio siblings are Milk Dud, who's a girl, Moon Pie, girl, and Mulberry, who's a boy. Their story is, I actually found their mom first. Her name is Maury. I love her so much. Her and one of her sons actually live with my dad, and I'll explain why. Basically, Maury, she was very skinny. I think I have pictures, very underweight. Her fur was falling out. She just looked so terrible. And so I was like, we have to help her. So I started feeding her, giving her water, petting her, and eventually she trusted us enough to let us take her to the vet and come inside to the apartment. And so we actually found out she was pregnant not long before we went to the vet, and they confirmed it. Aww. She had 5 kittens, and she had them in our apartment in this little birthing box we made, which was actually my guinea pigs, a piece of their cage. And so we put little blankets in there. I can't remember who was first. I want to say it was Meatloaf, Mulberry, Milk Dud was number 3, Mochi was number 4, and Moon Pie, I did not expect her. I thought Maury was done having babies, but she was a surprise.
Surprise, surprise.
So Mochi found a home. And then the reason I didn't keep Maury is because her and Mishka didn't get along. You know, Mishka was an only child prior to this, and I will say it was a lot for Mishka. Like, for a while we were keeping Maury and Mishka separated when Maury had her babies because Maury was obviously very protective of them and I didn't want them to fight. They were separated, but I tried to get them to interact again and it did not go well. We tried, you know, them like sniffing under the door and like little interactions, but what would happen is Maury would chase Mishka and then Mishka would hide for hours and not want to come out, and so it just didn't work out. They didn't get along, and so for their own happiness, I knew that we would never get rid of Mishka because she was there first. So we gave Maury to my dad, and her son Meatloaf went with her so that way she wasn't alone, because I felt bad because, you know, I had really bonded with her, but I also want her to have, you know, good quality of life. I want her to be comfortable. I don't want her to feel like she has to be on edge if her and Mishka don't get along. And Mishka wasn't happy, so, you know, we had to do what was right even if it was sad. But the good news is I'm actually seeing her next weekend. I visit them like every other month. I go down to my dad's and I visit them and give them treats and bring them stuff and give them love, and we spend the night and, you know, snuggle up in the bed, and it's nice. So her and Meatloaf are doing fine. And the other cat, Mochi, I haven't seen her in a long time, but I do get pictures every now and then of, you know, what she's up to and what she looks like. So, but we actually tried to find a home for Moon Pie. The person turned out to be very allergic to cats. She had never had cats before, and so she found out. So, you know, anyone that wanted to adopt them, we were like, please, like, if it doesn't work out, call us, text us, we will come get them. Like, we want them to have a good life. So luckily she did that, and we picked up Moon Pie, and she's been with us ever since. And I'm really glad because Moon Pie is a very snuggly cat. I guess I'll tell you a little bit about their personalities. Mulberry loves water. He'll sit near the shower when I shower. He plays in the sink. He is fascinated with water. If you take a cup and fill it up and pour the water out of it, he will just be intrigued for hours. I don't know. He's honestly kind of like a dog. I don't know. He's not very territorial. He's not that scared of other animals. Like, my mom's dog is a large dog and he doesn't really care. Like, even when they first met, he just kind of was like, okay, there's a dog here. He's just a really chill guy. Milk Dud, she reminds me of her mom, Maury, a lot. She's very, very sweet, pretty chill, you know, she loves attention. She's tiny. I think she's gonna be tiny forever. She's very small. She's just so sweet. I really love Milk Dud. She's kind of my little shadow. She follows me around a lot. She's really adorable. And Moon Pie, she's very snuggly. She can be very sassy. She's a little bit of a diva, her and Mishka. And for some reason, ever since we've moved, Mulberry really loves to snuggle with me at night. And every morning I wake up, he's still there. Like, he just stays there the whole night. I'm like, wow. So that's really cute. A lot of the cats I've had are very independent, and, you know, if they don't want attention, you just gotta leave them alone, or else they're gonna bite you or whack you. But I will say that Maury, she was a really sweet cat. I mean, just so calm and sweet and just perfect cat, you know what I mean? And her babies definitely inherited that. Moxy was next. So Moxy, she's very tiny. She is the one without a tail. Moxy's story is that, as far as I know, she just kind of showed up. I don't think there was anyone else in her litter. Like, I never saw any siblings around her that looked her age, ever. So either she was the one surviving the cat in the litter, which is sad, or it was just her. I have no idea. But Moxy, she's still a little on edge. Like, we have had her for over a year and we still can't pick her up. She doesn't trust easily at all. But I think it's because, like I said, she's a tiny kitten out and about in the world where there's like cars everywhere, you know, children coming home from school, like, you know, an apartment complex parking lot. There's a lot going on. There's cars going in and out. There's kids, there's adults, there's all kinds of stuff. So I think dealing with all that and having to fend for herself, is why she is the way she is. I will say yesterday, she got on the couch, she snuggled me, she let me pet her, she fell asleep. I was like, wow. So she's come a long way. And I think, honestly, us moving out of that apartment, the 2-bedroom apartment with 8 cats, but now that we have a house with 3 floors, well, really they just use 2 floors because my mom, she's downstairs, and my grandma already had a cat, and she doesn't really like other cats, so she kind of hangs out down there, and she has like a condo and a whole room to herself, so she's fine. But her name's Zoo, and her name is Zoo because her meow is very crunchy and it sounds like a kazoo. That was my idea. But anyway, so they have 2 floors now, okay, a whole flight of stairs. And I think them having more space has made Moxy more comfortable with coming out and like doing her own thing. Because like I said earlier, Mishka and Moonpie, kind of divas, very territorial. Like they're at the top of the pyramid for like hierarchy, I guess. They would chase her and she'd run, and they, you know, would feed into that, and basically the cycle continued. But I've noticed that Moxy, she just kind of stands her ground, and I love that. And I think it's because we have more space, so she doesn't feel as like enclosed. So that makes me really happy, because I genuinely was concerned for her like overall happiness, like how I was with Maury and Mishka. I was wondering, like, is she happy here? Because I don't want her to be here if she's like getting chased and stuff all the time. Like, I don't want to rehome her if I don't have to, but also I want her to be happy. Luckily, it seems like it's working out since we moved, so that makes me really happy, because I really, you know, I want our cats to stay together. I don't want to separate them. I don't want to rehome our cats. You know, I will do anything in my power to avoid that. But anyway, so that's Moxie's story. I'm pretty sure she was just born without a tail. I really hope she didn't just like lose her tail, but ever since she was little, she's always had a little bunny tail. So yeah, that's Moxy. Next, we have the duo siblings. Okay, we have the trio, Milk Dud, Mulberry, Moonpie. Now we have the duo. So the duo is a totally different litter. It's Munchkin and Matcha. So Matcha is the gray and white tuxedo, and Munchkin is black and white, and she has like a little white chin. It's super cute. It actually looks like Maury's chin. And can I just say, Mulberry is like the carbon copy of Maury. He's just bigger. Like, dude, they look so much alike, it's crazy. They got like the same markings. Anyway, so how I found Munchkin and Mochi, this picture. They just sat there and stared at me. And my fiance was like, should we take in more? And I was like, God, like, we'd have to take both of them, you know, because they're bonded. Like, we couldn't just take one. So I don't know if we should do that. Well, here we are. Here we are. But, you know, at first they were scared of us, but they really grew to love us. And we actually, it took us 2 tries to get them to be indoor cats, actually, because the first time they were terrified of being in an enclosed space. So we let them back out. The second time it didn't work. The third time, I think they realized we had heat, and they were like, oh, maybe we should stay here. And we had like a bed and blankets and, you know, treats, toys, other cats they could play with. So their story's pretty simple. They just showed up. We thought they were cute. After 2 tries, they decided to live with us, and here we are. Okay, our 8th cat, the final cat, is Mr. Mitsy, whose name originally was actually Mitsy. Then I found out he was a boy. So Mr. Mitsy actually did have a sibling. Originally, because Mr. Mitsy was really scared of us, we didn't know if we'd be able to get him in. But his sister, she would come around, and she was really sweet. Like, she loved being pet. She'd let us pick her up. But we were like, we don't know if we could take in any more cats. So we didn't take her in. Well, weeks went by, and she never came back. And so, in my mind, I'm telling myself that someone at the apartment complex snatched her up and kept her as a pet for my own sanity, okay? I don't know what happened to her, but she just never came back. And you know who kept coming back? Mr. Mitsy. And for some reason, I don't know if it's because now, like, his sibling isn't around, so it's just him by himself, but he started to be very loving. And one night, my fiance's like, I'm gonna go out there and see if he'll want to come in, because it's cold. It was cold outside. And I was like, are you sure we want to do this?
Stop it. Get some help.
We've got 7. And oh, here's Milk Dud. Oh, isn't she so cute? She's gonna be tiny forever. Milk Dud has the most expressive little face.
Who is she?
I don't know if you guys have seen this cat on Instagram, but she reminds me of that cat. Her little face. Oh my goodness. Milk Dud. She's also the only cat we have that has yellow eyes. Basically, my fiance went out one night when it was very, very cold, and he was like, I don't want him to be cold and sad. And I was like, yeah. And so he snatched him on up, and we took him to the vet, and the rest is history. And I will say that I really do love Mr. Mitsy. He is just the silliest looking little guy. He just looks like somebody tried to draw a cat from memory. I don't know. He looks like those little things from Spirited Away. He has a rat tail, and he's got a really, like, he's always had a big tummy. I think eventually he's gonna grow out of it because he's still not fully grown, but he has the little, like, kitten tummy. He's just so cute. And his little whiskers. I think when we found him, he was trying to stay warm near somebody's car, and I think he frayed his whiskers. So when we found him, I don't know if I have a picture of it, but he had frayed whiskers. And they finally look normal now, but funny enough, they like curve. All of my cat's whiskers are kind of just straight out, but his curve. So my mom actually ended up, Milk Dud, you look so cute. Look at those cheekbones, girl. His whiskers curve, so my mom, his nickname for her is Wally because she thinks he looks like a walrus. So he's very spunky. He loves to play. He's still in the kitten phase, so like he is constantly having the zoomies. He loves to eat. He is just a silly little guy. Oh, he loves my mom's dog. He'll lay in the bed near her. Like, he'll want to lay in the bed with her. He loves that dog. I don't know, he's not scared of her at all, so he's just a chill guy too. Him and Mulberry are pretty chill. Milk Dud's pretty chill as well, but she does get nervous around unknown animals. Mr. Mitsy and Mulberry don't really seem to care. Like, I feel like I could bring a pig or like a goat in this house and they would be like, hey. And all my other cats would be like, you know, hissing and just freaking out, but they don't care. I don't know. They're very chill. But those are our cats. Our vet, we took Mr. Mitsy to get neutered a few weeks ago. And I'll never forget, in the system is obviously like me, my name, my fiance's name, and all of our cats we've had. And you gotta remember, like, not only is it the cats we have, the 8 that we have, it's also the cats that we have put up for adoption, like, or have went, you know, to other homes. So Maury, Meatloaf, Mochi. We saved a cat one time. We called him Mosby. He was also a gray and white tuxedo, but my fiance found a home for him with one of his coworkers. So like he's in there. So these people are like, it looks like you have like 12 cats. So the receptionist finally asked me one day, she's like, I feel like I see you guys so much. She said, you know, how many cats do you have? I said, well, in total we have 8. In the system it looks like we have like 25, but yeah, we have 8. So yeah, that's how we ended up with 8 cats. I am a sucker for cats, especially. She's cleaning me, but she also bites me as part of the cleaning process for some reason. See? My mom calls them love nibbles. She definitely wants attention right now, so I'm gonna have to give her snuggles after this, but she knows that this video is all about her.
It's all about the kitties.
She says, finally, some cat content on your channel. What the people really want to see. I lost my train of thought because Milk Dud's so cute. That is the story of our cats. Again, if you ever want the cat distribution system to bless you, just reach out to me, and maybe just talking to me will give you that power. I would gladly give the gift of the cat distribution that we have to someone else for a change, because we don't need any more cats. I mean, if I was rich, y'all, I'd be saving cats every day of my life. But, you know, part of what comes with having pets is vet bills and food and litter and toys and beds and condos and all kinds of things. So definitely a lot of responsibility. I mean, me and my fiance, we don't really travel or anything like that because, you know, we got babies to take care of. We might go out for a day trip, but that's, you know, someone's got to be here, whether it's me or him, someone's got to be here to take care of them. So it definitely is a lot of responsibility, but if you love them, it's worth it. I've always been a kind of person that cleans a lot and stuff, so it really doesn't bother me that much. I do clean a lot. As someone that enjoys being a homebody and, you know, doesn't get out too much, it's amazing. I love my cats. I love our cats. I wouldn't change it, you know. Yeah, it's a lot of responsibility, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Even in the crazy times, it is worth it. So those are all of our cats. That's how we have 8 cats. And I don't know if you guys also have a lot of stray cats, or you have cats, or you have dogs or birds, or I don't even know, lizard. I don't know. Just tell me about it in the comments. But that's everybody's story. So I gotta say, I think Mishka's is probably one of the crazier ones because what do you mean she's like up in this tall tree and my fiance just whacks her out of the tree? Like, what? So, but yeah, I'm hoping now that we have moved out of that apartment complex, our work is done in terms of saving community cats, you know. And it's like, I would give them to people, but you know, times are hard right now and not everybody can just have 8 cats. Right? Not everybody can just take in an animal because it's a lot of financial responsibility and just, you know, responsibility in general. So I get it. It's hard to find, you know, if you find a stray cat, it is kind of hard. At least it's been hard for me to find someone that will take them in. So, but that is the story of our 8 cats. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I will be back hopefully sooner on this channel this time because I am wrapping up. To an extent, I'm wrapping up Michael biopic content on my main channel for just a little bit. Not for good, because we're getting a part 2.
It's a wonderful day.
And I still have more to say, but yeah. So see you guys in the next video. Bye guys!